this is Christopher Wright, your financial counsel specialist, and we're continuing our discussion on the 5 factors that determine your credit score and how to legally manipulate them. Today we're discussing the amount of debt that you maintain, and this makes up 30% of your credit score, so it's the second most important payment factor that determines the credit score. And once again, some of this will sound contrary to mainstream financial advice, but I say again that advice is only right or wrong according to your objectives. If you're trying to become debt free, then getting more credit may not be the best step for you to take. On the other hand, obtaining more credit may be exactly what the doctor ordered. The second most important factor determining your credit score is the amount of debt you carry. More specifically, how much debt you carry compared to your total amount of available credit. Note that this applies primarily to revolving credit and not to mortgages. This is known as your debt to credit ratio. Before extending credit to you, lenders analyze your credit, your income, and your outgoing expenses to decide for themselves whether you have too much debt or not. This debt to income ratio is figured with monthly amounts and reveals how good or bad your total financial picture is. To figure this ratio for yourself, add all your non-housing monthly payments except for your utilities or taxes. Then compare that total with your total gross annual wages divided by 12. If you don't have any fixed monthly payments on revolving debt, such as credit cards, just estimate your monthly payments at 4% of the total amount you owe. Now, when you divide your monthly debt payments by your total monthly income, you will get your monthly non-housing debt to income ratio, and it's usually expressed as a percentage. So just move the decimal point 2 places to the right. And like I say, that was an example of what lenders do primarily for mortgages. Realtors will do it for you, and our mortgage brokers. Now we're going to apply this more specifically to your credit score, and actually what's called your debt to credit utilization ratio. Say, for example, you have a $10,000 credit card and total unsecured revolving credit accounts, and you're currently at about $2,500. So your debt to credit ratio is 25%. You're in great shape, but just remember to keep your balances owed below 30 to 33% range. The second best range would be 50% or less in used credit. Now assume that you have that same $10,000 card, only this time you used $8,000 worth of credit. Now your debt to income ratio is 80%. We need to get your ratios back within an acceptable range in order to maximize your credit score. Now, if you have access to any funds, you will use those funds to bring your ratio to the 33% level or less. Of course, some of you reading this may think that it's better to pay all your cards off each month. Well, it's not necessarily true. Here's why. Paying all your cards in full each month won't harm your account, but leaving a decent ratio balance helps far more. Why? One, maintaining an acceptable balance demonstrates that you have some level of financial maturity and discipline. Second, the credit companies do earn interest from your balance, and customers who earn a company, whether it's a credit company or not, who earns a company money are always favored over those who don't. Simple economics. There have been some cases where people maintain zero balances on the cards by paying them off every month, but still may get notice from their credit file when they look at them that their credit utilization or ratio was too high. And they're wondering, well, how? If they're paying off the card every month, how can the debt ratio be out of whack? Well, here's a probable solution scenario. The problem may come from when you pay off your card. You may pay your card off at the end of the month, but the credit card company may do their monthly reporting of the account to the bureaus during the middle of the month. So the solution is simple. When you're preparing to go after some financing where your credit is going to be a factor, simply pay off your credit cards and do not use them for 30 days or more. Now your score may show an increase because your credit utilization ratio is down. What if you don't have enough money to pay the entire balance? Well, here's what you can do. Apply for a new card, or even better, call your present card company and ask for a credit line increase. Say that your line of credit is increased 50% or so, approximately 50% to $15,000. Now the $8,000 amount owed only represents approximately 54% of your total debts, down from 80%. So you have the same ends, just different means.